A $100 bill worth millions? Sounds insane, right? There are viral headlines claiming that some $100 bills are worth millions. Let's be real. Most of these videos claiming these coins or currency being worth millions of dollars are simply exaggerated or misunderstood. That being said, some rare $100 bills actually sell online for thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. There's many things that makes a $100 bill rare, and in this video, I'm going to show you. Let's start off with this first bill. This is a $100 bill from 2009, okay? Even though it's not in the best condition, you can see around Benjamin's face there, this bill got quite a few folds on it before someone noticed it was rare and put it in their pocket. Now check this out. If you ever find a rare $100 bill, don't put it in your pocket, just keep it somewhere flat and safe, don't fold it. Every single fold will decrease the value of your bill. This one sold for a lot of money because of the rare serial number. You can see there's a bunch of zeros and then a 99 at the end. That is why someone was able to sell a $100 bill for $288. Going up in value here, guys. Check this out. 2009 $100 bill with a fold over air. If you ever see a $100 bill with this extra strip at the top side of the bill, you have something rare. This one sold for $312. All right, check out the front of the bill. This is a relatively normal looking bill, 2009 $100 bill. The biggest thing, guys, is the grade on this bill. So this one got a 69, which is 1 point away from the perfect grade of 70. I'll keep this very brief. There are two things that makes your bill in a high grade. First of all, there must be not a single fold on your bill. And second is the margin. So look at the border around the bill on the front and the back. The more centered your bill is, the higher the grade can achieve. So you want a nicely centered $100 bill because that will increase the value. This one sold for $456. This one sold for $504, and it mainly comes down to the fact that there is a star at the end of the serial number. That star means that this is a replacement note. What a replacement note is during the printing process, sometimes there are mistakes on the bills or damaged bills that need to get replaced by some other bills. For bookkeeping purposes, the U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Printing will make star notes to replace these bills, and that's exactly what this is. So if you didn't know, the less mistakes during a print run means the less number of replacement notes out in circulation, which means the bills will be more valuable. This example got graded by PMG at a 68, and the bill sold for $504. $720 this one sold for. So let's go ahead and look on the back bottom right hand side of the bill. You're going to see a small number. So there's a few things you should know. First of all, the actual number does not mean anything for the most part. It is an internal number for the Bureau of Engraving and Printing employees to see where this bill was located on a printing plate. Now sometimes the size and the number will matter if it is a mule note. These notes it does not matter on. A mule note essentially means that the front and the back don't go together. Another area I want you to look at is on the front of the bill. On the top left or the top right, you're going to see a small letter followed by an even smaller number. That is the front plate position. Now, if you ever see a small FW before that letter, that means your bill was produced at the Fort Worth, Texas printing facility. In this case, we do not see an FW. That means this bill was produced at the Washington, D.C. printing facility. Now, the reason why this bill sold for so much money is because this is a nearly solid 8 serial number. There are a bunch of 8s followed by a number 7 at the end. This is one digit away from the perfect solid number 8. Now do understand that 8 is a very sought after number in most cultures. In the United States, 7 is considered to be a lucky number, but in Asian countries and some other countries around the world, 8 is super lucky. Now if this would have been a solid number 8, it would have sold for even more money, but this one sold for $720. $5,760 for this 1996 $100 bill. Now you got two pieces here. You got the top bill that looks relatively normal and then this bottom piece of paper. This is what we call a retained obstruction error. So if you didn't know, during the printing process, the back of the bill is the first print, the front of the bill is the second print, and the third and final print here is what you see on the bottom piece of paper. It is the overprint. So the first print was done, the second print was done, and then between the second and third print, there was a piece of paper that got in the way and obstructed the third printing. This is called a print obstruction error, and it sold for $5,760. Now remember earlier I was saying that star notes are replacement notes. They are produced to replace error notes. Now what happens if they have a replacement note and that replacement note is also an error? It's like Inception, right? It's like an error within an error. Star notes should never be errors because they're meant to replace errors. Hopefully that makes sense. You can see the star at the end of the serial number. This is a pretty big cutting error and it sold for $4,080. It just gets even more dramatic here. another star note that should have replaced an Air note. This replacement note is an Air, and it sold for $6,168.75. $15,600. Now when it comes to the grand serial number that everyone wants, it is this one. Now once again, very quickly, look at the top left-hand side of the bill. You will see the front plate position, and look what we have. We have a small FW, which stands for the Fort Worth, Texas facility. So we know that this $100 bill was printed in Texas. The big kahuna here on this one is the fact that it is a serial number 1. When it comes to collectors wanting to get their hands on bills, they want to be first, they want to be number 1, and this is the bill that describes that situation the best. Nobody else will have an MB serial number 1G note like this. Now the MB is the prefix, the G is the suffix. It's just the location during the print run, that's all that is. Once again, this PMG 66 EPQ note sold for $15,600. We do hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.